Hi everyone, Shine here. In today's video, I'm going to start off my very first series on this channel. In this series, I'll be talking about every single perk in Decaying Winter, their pros, their cons, and whatever abilities they have, well, if they have an ability, and tips on how to use them. And at the end of the video, I'll give my personal rankings on the perks in a tier list based on my opinions. Yes, opinions, my opinions. On many factors of the perks such as their viability, whether or not they can be using teams, how good are they in solo, and whether or not they are, even usable in the first place. And the first perk of the series I'll be talking about is the Survivalist, which, despite being the novice perk, is extremely underrated in my opinion. And especially with the buffs it has received recently, it is a pretty fun and viable perk. Before I continue on with the video, I would like to ask you all to comment down below what perk I should talk about next. And the perk with the most likes will be the one I choose. Anyways, no more stalling, let's start off by talking about its stats. So starting off with his pros, the game claims that he is a jack of all trades, master of none type of character, but actually he's a master of one, preparation. As whenever he spawns in, he already has a backpack, starts with 50 scrap, full hunger and thirst, and he has a few food and drinks in his container. On top of that, whenever he dies, he does not apply morale to all of his teammates. And as for his cons, wait. What are his cons again? Oh yeah, right. He has none. Anyways, now despite not having a con, I technically lied, as he does have one con, that being he is one of two perks with no abilities, which is pretty bad. Anyways, now that we're done talking about his pros and cons, let's now talk about tips on how to use Survivalist to its fullest potential. To start, let's talk about his food and drink situation. Since he starts with full hunger and thirst, he has that defense and damage buff, plus that speed bonus right off the get-go. But not only that, since he starts with food and drinks already in his container, he can sustain max hunger and thirst for longer, which is good because that means he doesn't have to go killing scavs just to get food and drinks, which can be a bit RNG sometimes whether or not you encounter melee scavs or gun scavs. Besides that, starting with a backpack the moment you spawn in can easily snowball you in the early game and have a better late game just by having more loot to work with, especially when Survivalist RNG exists. Like, what the frick is this, man? It's night 1 for f***'s sake. Now starting with food, drinks, and backpack in night 1 is really good. But starting with 50 scrap? Nah, that's a whole nother level of good. You see, some blueprints in this game cost 50 scrap, so since you start with 50 scrap, you can craft them on night 1, assuming you find a blueprint of course. Blueprints such as the pistol blueprint, which combined with the backpack allows you to bring a weapon out to scavenge to deal with scavs such as AKs and shotgunners that you normally would have a tough time with melees. You can also craft the mail bow, which is basically just a modded pistol but better, as you can also use it on wave defense. Either that, or you craft the high kappa, which despite being worse than the pistol and mail bow at scavenging, it is way better than the mail bow at wave defense. However, in my opinion, I think the best blueprint you can craft on night 1 with the 50 scrap is definitely a fire axe, as you can do this with it.
Forced into action.
SQ is cool and all, but unless you did it without melee perks, you're now stuck with melee perks unless you reset and give morale to the team. Hey, wait a second. That's right, Survivalist doesn't give morale, so you can just freely bring melee perks just to kill SQ, press 0, and switch to gun perks with no downsides. With an asterisk. In fact, having the ability to reset with no consequences doesn't just allow you to change traits, there are so many ways you can abuse this mechanic. You got morale from your teammate because he got backstabbed? Well then, kill yourself. Got a bit damaged while fighting off scavs? Well then, kill yourself. Got 3 morale from your teammates because they tried to go fight SQ unprepared? Well then, just die. Just die. Your team sucks, man. Just die. Just leave the server, man. Anyways, killing yourself also has the added benefit of generating 50 scrap every time you respawn, so there's actually like no reason why you shouldn't reset every chance you can. Now, as I stated earlier in the video, even though he doesn't have a con, he technically has one, that being the fact that he has no abilities. Now, this isn't all bad with Survivalist, as I think his pros outweigh his lack of an ability. However, I do have to point out that the Survivalist player has to play very perfectly and cannot mess up as with most perks like Arbiter. If you mess up, you have a bailout button in his ability, but Survivalist? Nah, he doesn't have that luxury. So if you are a Survivalist main, well, props for you being really good at the game. In my opinion, I think the Survivalist is a great perk for beginners to start off with, as they are unable to dispense morale to their teams. Not only that, it is a well-rounded and versatile perk that every experienced player can enjoy using from time to time. It is good at all stages of the game, and especially so with its snowball potential in the early game and Survivalist RNG. Now, despite not having a get out of jail free card in the ability, it is still capable of playing solo and can provide a lot to a team. Overall, as the first perk in the series, I'm giving it a B tier for being not too broken while also being fun. It is a great choice for beginners while being a fun and powerful perk when fully realized. Anyways, with that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode.